It's now time for Party Chat Sports.
The only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Welcome back, everybody, to Party Chat Sports. We got 3/4 of the crew here with us tonight. Dylan is not here, clearly. He does plan to put out an AFC North episode tomorrow or
He's too busy watching
Saturday.
Jeopardy.
He is. What a fraud. But those of us that, aren't 80 years old and watch Jeopardy are here to discuss. We're not going to recap Week 15. We're already too late. As we're recording this, Thursday Night Football is currently going on. So instead, we're going to do things a little differently than what we normally do. We're going to look ahead to Week 16. Yes, 16 of the NFL season. Right before we got on, we were kind of saying, there's no way we're already at 16. 3 regular season games left. For Drew and I, that means 3 games till the offseason, man.
Yep. It's almost draft season.
Draft season, free agency season.
It is draft season. What do you mean?
It's been draft season since
It's
Halloween.
almost officially draft season.
Yeah, I mean, we're still fighting for draft picks. We're still trying to figure out the seeding over here. You and your freaking playoff must be nice. I don't even know what a playoff game looks like. We're not there yet, though.
Feels good.
Yeah, piss off. 3 weeks away, Week 16, and just kind of want to discuss, because there is a lot of interesting games on the slate for this week. We've got 2 Saturday games with pretty big ramifications,
Saturday's going to be an elite day.
It is.
It's an elite
Phenomenal
football
day.
day.
Can't wait.
We've got NFL and the college football playoffs Saturday. It's almost too much. How are you going to watch everything?
No, I'd like to say a quick thing
With
about
my
that.
eyeballs.
Tennessee, relax. It's your first year.
Mhm.
Just relax a little bit. I get it. You want to take down the powerhouse.
I see some Tennessee
relax.
striping, man. It's going to be embarrassing.
Whether or not you are going to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? More in attendance, you're not taking the goalpost. People will fight you. You saw what happened when a flag got planted. We will fight you. That's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine? I mean, I know damn well that if Tennessee wins this game, we're having a flag planted on our stadium again. That's going to happen. Especially after what happened, because of what happened against the team up north. Yeah, that's happening again. If we
And
lose.
it's not a felony yet. The bill didn't get passed. So.
It should never be a felony. That's some pussy shit. For lack of better terms. That's what that bill is. That is so sad and so pathetic. But what's not pathetic?
I am pretty convinced that guy is a Michigan fan, which is very funny.
There's a lot of those rumors.
he is a Lions fan, so it wouldn't be.
Yes.
He's a Detroit.
It's hilarious, though. That is an ultimate troll.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Anywho, 1 o'clock
Bucks.
Saturday. We'll talk about the playoffs. We'll talk about the college football playoffs here later on. I think that does need to be discussed because that is happening this weekend. But before we get to the college football playoff discussion, let's talk about some games that have some meaning and impact for the NFL playoffs, like the Texans-Chiefs game. The Chiefs last week, granted, is the Browns, but it seemed like they found their footing a little bit. And the Texans, they win, but it's like they leave so much on the table. Kind of like the Chiefs have this year. I'm not saying the Chiefs are a dominant team, but I'm not going to doubt them until they don't win a Super Bowl. The Texans, They should be winning by a lot more. They should be putting up more points every week, and they're going to win the AFC South. I don't know if they win a playoff game. It just... The wild card teams are much better. You have the Ravens. They'll have the Ravens. They'll have the second place finisher in the AFC North. If that be the Ravens or the Steelers, which also play on Saturday. That's who the Texans are going to play, and I don't think the Texans beat either of them.
Texans are bad. They're good, but they're bad.
They're not that
They're
great.
the worst. They're the worst good team in the league.
They're the 2022 Minnesota Vikings, or 2021, whatever year that they lost to the Giants. Good enough to beat the bad teams, not great enough to beat the good teams when it matters.
Could
It's like
be,
the
but I mean, even
Cardinals.
that year for the Vikings, there were certain games against bad teams where you're like, hey, the Vikings look pretty good.
It's like
The Texans have not looked good a single time, except for against the Cowboys, but even for the first half of the Cowboys game, it was pretty close, relatively.
I feel like we've seen
So,
that with a lot of teams this year. Like, they look good against the Cowboys.
They've never
and then,
dominated. Yeah.
like, the Dolphins,
Whatever,
last
man.
week against the Dolphins, Tua throws 3 interceptions, and you only win 20-12. You can't do that. Let's see. They lost to the Packers, barely beat the Colts, lost to the Jets. This is in a random ass order. Lost to the Lions, Cowboys 8. Took care of business. Lost to Titans. Like they're not convincing wins. And not only do you have the Chiefs this week, but you have the Ravens next week as well, which could be a preview.
Yeah, you're done for the season.
Like, there's no
Better
competition
just lose all
for
the
them.
games to improve your draft stock.
It's too late. There's nobody else to take their playoff spot. The next best is the 6-8 Indianapolis Colts. They're not catching. I think. Let's see. The Colts are. They're
done too.
They have a 10% chance of making the playoffs. Oh wait, no. They clinch. I think the Texans clinched the AFC South.
No, Titans did clinch. They won the AFC South.
Yeah. So
And with the Colts lost and the Miami lost, the Steelers also clinched.
yeah, Steelers clinch a playoff spot. They need to beat the Ravens and some other things. These future weeks, they clinch the AFC North. But you know what's bullshit? The Steelers and the Vikings, the amount of crap that few of us may have said about some of those teams in the offseason and leading up to the season. I hate when I say things and it bites me in the ass. And the fucking Jets still haven't made the playoffs in 14 years.
That's right, Gill. You'll still win as many games as those two teams. So.
You know what basically everybody said too. You know what they said? Sam Darnold is going to go back to who Sam Darnold is. And it seems like the last 4 weeks he's only been getting better.
I don't really think he got better last week. I think he's still like,
Played the Bears.
yeah. You know the Bears have not won a game
Not Bears.
since the Hail Mary. They were on the cusp of being, what, like 5 and something? And then they give up
they
that
were
Hail
like-
Mary.
They were 4-2, and they would have been 5-2.
Yeah. Blows my mind.
Sorry,
The-
Tom.
The fall off has been legendary. Oh, that's cool. Dylan's able to send stuff in the Twitter chat, but can't join us.
Oh,
Speaking of Dylan, though, I mean, the other Saturday game, I think these two are very interesting. Because you still have the Steelers in Baltimore. And I know
Mahomes
Dylan's
is
probably...
officially back, by the way. No, I don't even think he has an injury designation now.
Yeah.
Saw something about that. Just a
Yeah,
little bit ago.
that looked a lot worse. Like, I don't know if he was just acting worse. The fact that it looked bad at the time, and it's Thursday, and he's already off the injury report, essentially. Kind of wild.
I did see a tweet that said Mahomes and the Chiefs like to milk a minor injury in a game to get their underdog status, and that minor injury always ends up being nothing. So
It's possible. I just hate the Chiefs. I don't hate them. I hate that they probably are still the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I haven't looked. And they don't look like a Super Bowl team.
Didn't
And
last
yet,
year either.
like, exactly. I don't know what to make of the Chiefs. They're the Patriots, is what I keep thinking of them as.
until Andy Reid is
Lions and the
gone.
Bills are tied as favorites.
Who in the
Followed by
Bills?
the Eagles and then the Chiefs. The Lions.
Lions. The Lions.
Lions, Bills, tied, then Eagles, then Chiefs.
I think the Lions' odds are going to go down soon. That defense
this was
just keeps taking hits.
2 days ago.
True.
So this is even after the injuries from the game on Sunday.
I feel so bad for the Lions. Cam, I don't care how you feel about them. I feel
don't.
bad. I know you don't.
Quit your
Because-
bounty program, and then
I do
maybe
feel
you'll
bad.
keep your players. It is.
It's not why. First of all, they don't have a bounty program. Second of all, I think it has more to do with the fact that they play on turf. You know? Don't play on turf all the time.
Could be.
No.
I think
They've
that
been
plays a
playing
role.
on turf way more than everyone else because they played
Play
inside
indoors.
like 15 of their 17 games.
Yeah. I think the turf plays a role. But it's the defense, man. Like, at some point, the amount of injuries, it already is catching up. Granted, the
Which
last
is
2
funny
weeks.
and kind of ironic because their defense was the reason that they couldn't get it done last year.
Mhm.
They had one of the worst defenses in the league.
At
And
the
they
start of
did
the
the
season.
right things. They did the right things to make improvements to the defense, and it's just all
God-
falling apart
God just
at the
said,
wrong time.
no. Shouldn't have
Psych.
done that.
And now you have one of the worst defenses in the league again.
They have a practice squad defense at many spots. Their corner, like their secondary is depleted. Their linebackers, I think they're starting 3. Most of their front 7 in general, gone. Like this is a year that they,
Yep.
if even if 1 or 2 of those guys were still healthy and stayed healthy, I can still see that. I don't know if I like their odds to win or make it to the Super Bowl anymore because of the injuries that they're facing. And
yeah,
you
I
see
would
like,
not place a bet on the Lions right now.
and you see like the Eagles, they're starting to get a little hot.
Semi-hot.
The
Saquon is going to hurt them. His injury
You
is going
guys
to hurt
all
them.
picked the Chargers tonight? Come on now.
That's my team, dude.
It is
I'll
his
ride
team.
with the Broncos. I can't
Oh,
believe
that's
I'm
right.
the only Bronco.
I can. So update on the pick'ems. Oh wait, no. It only shows that you're ahead because the Broncos are currently up.
Yeah.
Or ahead of Dylan, I should say. I'm still in first. I've got a 4 or 5 game lead. Last week was interesting though. Like the gap closed a little bit last week in the pick'ems. I took some chances. The chance
Good.
I
Keep
hate the
taking them.
most, the chance I hate the most, or the game I hate the most for taking a chance on though, was the Panthers. I took the Panthers to beat the Cowboys, and well, shit.
I did too.
At this point, you and I just kind of pick against our own teams. It's usually the safer bet.
I mean, the Panthers actually were showing positive signs.
Yeah, they were hot. They were on a little
played
roll.
well.
Not winning
And
games.
then they just decided to let Cooper Rush dice him up.
Yeah, what the hell, man? In the first quarter, we were calling for Trey Lance, and then by the end of the game, Cooper Rush has like 3 touchdowns. Why
Still
is
need
Trey
to see Trey Lance.
You need to put Trey Lance out there at some point. But you guys got this week. You guys got the Buccaneers. Sunday night. Oh,
We like wasting 4th round picks.
apparently so. Does Mike McCarthy stay? Like, what's the rumor around the mill there? Now that Belichick's at North Carolina, Jerry Jones is like, can't get an old guy.
With Belichick off the table and Ben Johnson being very unlikely because Jerry Jones is dumb, it's looking more and more likely like Mike McCarthy is staying.
How's that make you feel? Because I know you were a big
Especially
Mike
with how
fan.
the team is playing.
You were a big Mike fan a year ago, and then it kind of wavered.
I'm a Mike McCarthy fan as a head coach, not a play caller.
That's fair.
So, he's a great person and a great coach, and the team loves him. But when it comes to because I don't think he's calling the plays right now, but he has.
Did he hand
might
it
be
off
calling them now.
again?
I'm not sure.
Well, he took over the
swapped
role.
back and forth a couple times.
He took it over this offseason.
Because when
I
they got
remember
rid
giving you
of
shit about it, and you're like, "No, I'll
when
probably
they got
be
rid
fine." Schottenheimer,
when they got rid of Kellen Moore,
more.
he took over play calling, and then they hired Schottenheimer. And I think at some point it switched from maybe Schottenheimer was calling it. I can't remember, but I think he's calling it now. Either way, don't like how the offense is called. So if we could just keep
Cooper
Mike
Rush
as
has
head
scored 3
coach
touchdowns,
and
man.
get
What do you
an
mean?
offense coordinator, yeah, against the Panthers.
Cooper Rush has scored 3 touchdowns. The most unathletic quarterback we've seen.
It's looking
I don't
like
know,
he's
Kirk Cousins is playing right
he's
now.
staying.
Actually, he's not anymore. Kirk Cousins officially goes
That's
to the
true.
bench, and
Michael Penix.
Penix
Let's see it.
is getting his first start against the Giants. So, should be good. It's good for the lefties. You know, us lefties unite. It's good to see Penix. And I think that's a good game to get your feet wet in the NFL against the Giants because, the Giants are bad, but it's still NFL players. I'm excited to see how the Falcons and Penix looks. And then I think Drew Lock might be playing in this game too. I think with Tommy DeVito hurt, and then Tim Boyle, how the hell that man still has a job blows my mind. I don't. Every time I think of Tim Boyle, I just think, go look at his college stats. They were not good. And then you look at his.
They're better in the NFL.
That's not saying much, and it's still not good. His NFL it doesn't matter where he goes. He's got garbage stats. I swear, he's screwed somebody's mom, or he's got a grudge over somebody.
Damn.
He's got dirt on someone.
He's got dirt on somebody, or some. I don't
Probably
know.
Goodell.
I don't know. It's the opposite of being blackballed in the NFL. Whatever's going on with Tim Boyle doesn't make sense, and it never will. But yeah, I think Drew Lock is starting this week for the Giants, so we'll see Drew Lock versus Michael Penix, the 1 o'clock matchup everybody's dying to see on Sunday.
What game got flexed? Was it next week?
So
Falcons and
the Chargers?
no, well, the Chargers and Broncos got flexed to Thursday night. That's being played now. Broncos currently up 7-0 in the first. I want to say it might have originally been Browns Bengals.
Falcons Commanders got flexed next week.
Next week. Okay.
Oh. Gotcha.
That's fair. I guess. Why? Actually, what the hell?
I think I
Because
do
of the
believe
Penix
it got
versus
flexed.
Daniels.
I thought it got flexed before Falcons. No,
Officially
they're still a playoff
announced.
team.
It was
It
right
did,
before.
but they
Yeah.
definitely knew.
Yeah, because it was like within the
That
hour
doesn't just
after.
happen on the same day.
It happened like an hour after it was announced that the game's getting flexed. Penix was announced as a starter. You see, Penix was getting a $1.50 hot dog from Costco when he got that call.
I did see that.
What a guy!
Just a chill dude.
Just a chill guy. Some of the other games this week: Lions, Bears, Cardinals, Panthers. That Cardinals Panthers one should be entertaining just because they're both probably same level, like same caliber of
Both a
team.
little scrappy.
Yeah, a little scrappy.
One of the shortest quarterback matchups of all time, if not the.
Short King.
It's got to be close.
Hold on.
It's got to be close.
Hold on. Let's find this out. What is the shortest quarterback matchup?
While you search that, Gill, I'm gonna talk about the only playoff implicating game that I believe is happening. The Seahawks and the Vikings.
Imagine there's a few playoff implication games.
This game is going to be the Vikings trap game. The Rams is no longer the trap game
How are the Seahawks a trap game?
because I cannot remember the last time that we won in Seattle. It seems like we are always playing in Seattle.
I don't know if you understand what a trap game
We talked
is.
about this last time, and it wasn't correct.
A trap
Last 3
game,
years?
like the Panthers will be a trap game. The Giants will be a trap game. I don't know if I would qualify the Seahawks as being a trap game, seeing as they're still fighting for a playoff spot. They're currently the first team out right now in the NFC.
I would only call it a trap game because we should be winning this game.
Cam, you haven't won in Seattle since 2006.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying it's a trap game. We should be winning this game. But
It's a trap.
being in Seattle, the Vikings hate playing there.
The short.
It's
Out
never a
of the
good game.
last 8 matchups, you are 1-7.
So I'm correct in saying that
But
we
you did
don't
win the
like-
you did win the most recent matchup.
Did we? Which year was that?
in Minnesota, 2021.
So that would have been Russ. Okay.
The
No.
shortest
Yes.
NFL quarterback matchup of all time took place October 23rd, 1977. Eddie LeBaron of the Atlanta Falcons. He was 5'7". Shout out.
Wow.
I could have made it to the NFL, guys. That's my takeaway. Back in the late 70s. Faced Fran Tarkenton of the Minnesota Vikings, 6 foot even. Matchup featured LeBaron, who is considered one of the shortest quarterbacks in NFL history, going head-to-head with slightly taller Tarkenton. Combined, their height totaled just 11 feet 7 inches. First of all, size doesn't matter, but slightly taller, that's like 5 inches taller. 6, 5. Both of the quarterbacks, they're both under 6 foot. Kyler's 5'11". I think Bryce is 5'10". Let's see.
What was their combined height again?
11 feet 7 inches combined height of
Ooh.
Kyler Murray.
And Kyler and
and-
Bryce will be 11 foot.
5'11".
No, they're
Okay.
both 5'10".
That's tough. There's no way Bryce is
Their combined
5'10".
height is 11
Oh.
feet 8 inches, if I did my math right.
You said 11 feet 8 inches?
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. 140 inches. This makes them one of the shortest combined quarterback match. It's not the short. They're an inch off.
Gotta be top 5.
Close, though.
They're
That's
an
close.
inch off.
Yeah.
If you go with their actual heights, it probably is. Not their listed height.
Yeah, because Tarkenton was bringing the average up there, and
Dude, that dude was
the other
definitely 5'8". The highlights that I've seen,
He
that
probably
dude is
was.
tiny. No way he's 6 foot.
Hey
He
man,
was probably 5'10".
I've been told. I got a coworker that's told me I need to do like the surgery where they take out your kneecaps, and then they can add like filler in there.
Dang.
I've thought about it, but I just be a fraud and lying. Even though it would be nice to look over somebody that's not, short enough to barely make it on the Cedar Point rides. What's it like up there? Being,
Nice.
Same,
above
but
6
we just
foot.
get to say we're taller than you.
It's the same but better because I can see everything at all times.
Yeah, must be nice.
Reaching higher stuff too also does help. Gives you a little bit of a. What's the word I'm looking for?
Advantage over.
Need. No, not advantage, but you can't lose your job. I should say.
Yeah, we short people.
Makes you more valuable.
Us short guys get looked over constantly. It's kind of bullshit. What I'm not looking over is the Eagles-Commanders game because I feel like these two teams always match up well. It doesn't matter how good the Eagles are, the Commanders always play them tough. It's in Washington. The Commanders are fighting for a playoff spot. The Eagles have theirs clinched. I don't see... Yeah, they're 12-2. Commanders 9-5. I don't know if they've clinched the division yet. This could be a trap. If the Seahawks-Vikings game is a trap game, this is a trap game. Because I could see the Commanders... There's a world where the Commanders
Eagles don't have the division clinched, but I think they would need to lose out, and the Commanders would need to win out.
Let's see.
And even then,
another thing where it could be a trap game is Saquon 100% not healthy?
He's a running back.
Because that is their biggest thing right now. Because he just got hurt. He was hurt the week before. He just got more hurt last week.
Was he hurt?
I believe he was not 100%. He was dealing with some type of strain or sprain.
Dylan would just say that the Steelers defense had him clamped up.
Or Philly was on the payroll, but we're not going to talk about that.
Clamped up and let him have a 21-play drive.
Minka came in, hit Saquon low when he's not a quarterback. I thought it was a very clean tackle, and that's how you take Saquon down. I'm sorry, I'm not getting turned around hurdled by Saquon. I'm hitting him any way I can.
Okay, it's cool to hit Saquon like that, but you bitch and complain about however the Lions hit anybody.
No. When I see dudes going for heads, when I see dudes going for heads when they're sliding, no.
What's the definition?
I thought you were worried about knees.
The difference is Minka came around the line on a run play, got behind the line, and did a head dive tackle at the knees. Or not the knees, the ankles, not the knees. When you have...
Look pretty neat to me.
I'm talking about Kirby Joseph specifically.
We know.
Okay.
You want to see...
I'm just letting that be known.
So
when Matt Stafford says you're dirty as fuck, yeah.
So we definitely dropped a couple of those F-bombs. This is definitely getting marked explicit. I think we've gone over our 3 F-word limit. So I looked up the definition of hypocrite. This is what I found.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But I think that's an interesting game to watch and follow. Like,
it will be a good game.
I think
it should be.
We're getting to the point of the year where a lot of these, like, they're divisional games. So you're getting, like, the Eagles-Commanders. You've got the Browns-Bengals, Ravens-Steelers, Patriots-Bills, where even if the one team's not as good, the team that's better is probably going to play down to that bad team, where that bad team's going to play up. Like, I could see the Patriots maybe going close to toe-to-toe and then with the Bills, and then the Bills expanding on a lead late in the fourth. I can see the Commanders beating the Eagles. The Browns and Bengals, always tight. There's a world where a lot of these games, there's playoff implications in a lot of these too. Like the Bengals need a win out, and they need a lot of other things to break their way. The Browns could play spoiler. The Commanders, so I did look it up. The Eagles, you were right, they don't have it clinched. They would have to lose out, and the Commanders would have to win out. So the Commanders could attempt to play spoiler. The Bills are racing for the 1 seed. You have a huge AFC North matchup in that Steelers-Ravens game Saturday afternoon. That's a lot of interesting games on the slate this week, in my opinion. And then you get these dumb games like the Rams-Jets where it doesn't matter. Or you've got the Jaguars.
Jets could play spoiler, though.
They could.
Rams are fighting to hang on to the division
I think
championship.
the only way or the only reason the Jets would win is because the Rams are traveling across country. They're coming over from
Question.
Pacific to Eastern. What's up?
Why are we talking about the Jets?
I'm just talking about the
game
schedule.
that is being played
That is a game. It
Who
is
are they
being
playing?
played.
against
The
a division leader.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
The Rams, they're in the hunt. They're the 4th seed. If they lose, they have a 45% chance of making the playoffs. If they win, they have a 66% chance. There's still a couple of these teams that are trying to lock up their spots. Like, Buccaneers are so... I mean, that's also what makes the Penix move for the Falcons important now.
Phoenix.
Because the Falcons would need to win out if they still want to make and win the division. And I think they need some help from Buccaneers opponents.
Seahawks.
There's
Cooper Rush helping you out this week. Sunday Night Football, Cooper Rush.
prime time. I cannot wait to keep my eyes peeled open for that game. So excited. It is. The wait is. I can hardly do it. I just love watching me some Cooper Rush. Because he's definitely not on the same level as like Tim Boyle or Trevor Siemian. Or
He's so fun. He's hot. Okay, listen, I'm not going to take it that far. He's a good backup. I'll give it to him. But he's
a
not
decent
athletic
backup.
in any way.
He's a guy that if that goes down for a series or two, he'll do well. But with Dak being out the rest of the year,
even in a few games, if he's in like 3-4 games like he's been in the past,
yeah,
I want to
can
say
do it,
something
but,
so
like-
bad.
say it, dude. This has pretty much been a nonchalant, open episode.
He is not better than Nick Mullins' backup.
All right, that
no one said he was. In the first place.
sometimes I wonder why I let you speak.
No, Gill, hold on. Hold on. Before you say anything, you try to roast me. Notice how Drew did not say, oh, well, I wouldn't say that. It's because it's true. If you give me Cooper Rush with Kevin O'Connell, I'd probably say Cooper Rush is better. But at this moment in
Yeah,
time,
he'd be doing
So
just as
Nick
good as Sam
Mullins-
Darnold.
that's crazy.
I mean, maybe. He's not a former Jet quarterback, though. So that's the thing. Like, you got to get those former Jet retreats. So you'd have to get, like, a Zach Wilson. Because, like, Geno Smith, he left the Jets. Now look at him. Sam Darnold left the Jets. Now look at him. If you want a good, journeyman-type quarterback, decent journeyman-type quarterback, you'll see if they played for the Jets and if they were failures. Zach Wilson's next on deck. Give him 2-3 years, and he will be a $40 million quarterback. For
He's got to get out of Denver, though. Bo Nix is the future.
Denver's.
Nix is to a touchdown.
So, I think Sean Payton should be higher for the Coach of the Year.
Over?
I said higher. I didn't say he should
I
win
know.
it.
Okay.
Look at the odds. Let me look at the odds. Because I feel like he's very undervalued and underappreciated for what the Broncos shouldn't have even been this close to the playoffs. And now,
I saw Dan Quinn up there, too.
if the Broncos win this week, They have a 99% chance of making
And
it.
Quinn is favored.
which is crazy. It's not good.
I don't know if it's crazy.
It's awful.
They're winning games.
I think this is old. This might be old.
Both teams are 9-5.
Might have been like the week before last week.
Let's go season awards.
Here we go.
That's MVP. Playoff specials.
Sammy D.
This one has Kevin O'Connell as the favorite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Heavy favorite. Followed by Dan Campbell and then Sean Payton.
Is that
so his
NFL or is that just like some person that wants to try to be what we're doing right now?
This is sportsbettingdime.com. Coach of the Year odds tracker. Posted
Does
2
it
days
show
ago.
like the? There's a website that shows
Caesars,
like. Yep.
MGM, DraftKings.
Yeah.
Kevin
So
O'Connell.
that's
I think
the
this
best
is
odds.
Okay, so that's fine
Yes.
for Sean Payton now. I didn't realize he jumped because he was like fifth
O'Connell
or
is
sixth.
like he's favorite. He's favorite, and the odds are negative. So
That
What are-
is news to me.
What are his odds?
Caesars has it as minus 130, MGM minus 190, DraftKings minus 150.
And then what's Campbell?
So after the win last week, he definitely jumped.
Campbell is plus 300, plus 350, plus 300.
Campbell can't be in there, dude. You're expected to do what you're doing right now. Let that be clear. Let me say this real quick. Dan Campbell should have a division-winning team in the division that he was in preseason. So think about preseason where the Vikings, the Bears, and the Packers were favored. Dan Campbell is expected to win the division and be a playoff team and compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's a difference between being expected to do it and not just only doing that or being on the path to do it, but only have 2 losses at this point. You're 12-2. Your only losses are against the Bills, a 6-point loss, and there was some question marks there that, the onside kick, and that came back to bite him in the ass, obviously. And then the other loss is a random one to the Buccaneers, who randomly beat good teams.
So he's doing what he is expected to do.
I'd say 47-9 against the Cowboys, 42-29 against the Seahawks.
No, not
52-14
this Cowboys
against.
team. Don't use the name.
That was October 13th.
You beat the Vikings.
That was October 13th.
You beat Sam Darnold and the Vikings by 1 point. You beat them by 1 point, and you got shit on at home by
2 points.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's been.
And they were 5 yards
They
away
lost
from
by
a field
like
goal.
5.
They lost by 6.
Yes, but it was 45-28. It was 45-28.
The fact that they came back from that far is,
Then it was 48-42.
I would love to like or not hate the Lions, but right now they are doing what they are expected to do, and injuries are hurting them.
yeah, they hurt everybody, but it's been so much of a killer for them. I swear, their injury bug. I don't remember the last time I've seen an injury bug hit or a bug hit like this for a team, where your entire
Okay.
defense is being decimated. Plus, your running back, who Drew showed me, was that Monday? The odds on David
What
Montgomery,
was it?
750.
Oh, yeah.
It was
755.
He's
and a
he's
half.
coming back for the
0.5.
playoffs. They just announced the season's not over.
Yeah, but that's still.
That's probably regular season. That's a regular season.
Bro, let him rush for 1 yard. Just dive forward. You got the offensive line to do it.
Put me in, coach. I need a.
His
Before the
rushing
people.
yards season total prop was 775.5, and he had
Hold on.
775.
That is
There's
crazy.
a tow truck.
Are they coming for your car? Are they getting your
Nope, they
POS
are towing a
Focus?
car though.
Nice.
Focus. It's a sports mode Focus, brother.
It's still a Focus,
Sports
brother.
Focus.
Yeah, but it's sports mode.
There's nothing sporty about that car. It's a hatchback.
All right, back to football. Back to football.
It's like calling a Kia Fit Sport a sports car.
Hey,
Or a Honda.
don't crap on the hatchback.
I am.
That is essential
I've been crapping
when
on
I'm
that
trying to get
car
a
since you
Christmas tree
bought it.
from one house to another.
I've been crapping on that car since the day you showed me you were getting it.
Listen, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. It gets 30 miles to the gallon. I drive 10 miles a day. I don't got to get gas. And it's got more storage because of the hatchback.
You're worried about the miles per gallon.
That's true.
It's up for sale too. If anybody on this anybody listening wants to buy it,
Why is it up for sale?
Don't buy it.
Why is it up for sale?
I need a truck. Got to transport some football equipment next year. So I don't think I can get all that in there.
Yeah, but you got the extra room. It's a hatchback. Remember?
I mean, it's some extra room, brother. Come on, just a little bit.
All right, I'm looking at some of these other games this week. 49ers Dolphins. That should be better.
Honestly.
49ers have no running backs.
Just
Isaac
lost the
Guerrero's
third
gone.
one today
Debo's a bum.
or yesterday.
Debo
When you're
was
getting
a bum.
fact checked on Twitter, that's crazy. Or on X, sorry, my bad.
It's still Twitter.com.
Copyright.
No, it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.com.
Twitter X, whatever it is. But if you get fact checked by some random dude sitting in an office in like the 50-second story,
How do you know there's?
you should not be
stories?
complaining. I don't know, dude. It's just I don't know what building it is. I mean, he's
He's gotta
probably
be in
on.
New York or
Like I'm saying in the middle, like 50.
Chicago
Like nobody
or
cares
something.
about the 50-second story. Harvey Specter got moved to the 46 story.
52 is the middle.
That's the
Oh,
middle.
that's building.
It's a 100-story building. What's this, the Empire State Building that they're working out of?
Could be.
Dude's
I don't
in
know.
the
Roger
Burj
Goodell's got
Khalifa.
money. But yeah, that game should be way better, and it should have been at this preseason. It should have been flexed to Sunday Night Football. Sadly, it's not because Mike McDaniel is a fraud.
Might be.
Mike McDaniel sucks against teams with winning records, but that might work out for him this week because the 49ers are 6-8. So, and it's in Miami, so
I never thought I'd see the day where people will start to turn against Kyle Shanahan.
I know. The amount of people
Happening.
that are saying like Kyle Shanahan should be let go, you know what? They should. They should, and as punishment, should trade him to the New York Jets for a 6th-round pick. Do you know how many teams would give up like a first or maybe even 2
Hey, he
firsts for Kyle
probably brings Sala
Shanahan?
back.
See, that's probably
I mean,
why.
first got given up for Sean Payton, right?
Yeah. A team would give up a 1st-round pick minimum, I think, for Kyle Shanahan. The Cowboys, I could see you doing that. Actually,
Dare I say he's Ryan Day of college football or NFL football?
see,
No, stop.
You could say that.
I made a stance that credits that. Said 2 years.
2 Super
Go ahead.
Bowls, 2 Super Bowl losses. 3 if you count him as a coordinator. But sounds
Gill.
like Ryan Day to me.
Okay.
all right. I think we've had enough of fun for the NFL. Speaking of Ryan
But he
Day,
beats up on his rivals, though, so not Ryan Day.
Yeah, that is true. Wait, no, he just lost to a rival.
that's what he's saying. Kyle Shanahan beats up on the rivals.
I know. Kyle Shanahan just lost to a rival. Did he not?
Yeah.
The Rams?
I mean,
Like that's his.
He
That's
actually
his.
beats the rivals.
Man,
He
like,
actually
it-
beats the
It's
rivals.
it's a
It's
Kyle
not really
Shanahan. It's a Kyle Shanahan.
I'm talking more like the Cowboys,
Shanahan.
the Niners, or the Packers. Historic rivals, not just division rivals.
Okay, fair enough.
I hate Ryan Day.
You can get behind it. Okay.
Shoot him,
Relax.
shoot him in the fucking sun.
Cam, 2 more years, but what if he loses to Tennessee?
He's done. You don't come back from that.
So but if he wins, then
So-
automatic 2 more years.
So is this where we're starting the CFP talk?
Well, I'm
Might as
curious.
well.
You're right over there, Gill.
What? I hear knocking
So okay,
like on the wall.
There was some knocking there. Yeah.
I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't. My door's right there.
I'm
They
just gonna
really
break
need
in.
me.
it is not over here. Anyways, so obviously the first game we're talking about is Ohio State and Tennessee. This game is
We
probably
didn't get to talk about the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
if you would like to go ahead and talk about that, talk
I'm just
about it.
kidding. No. It's gonna
Anyway,
suck.
anyways, this is probably the perfect first matchup that Ohio State could have had. I mean, you could say SMU, you could say any other team, but
Uh-oh.
you're getting a team that has never been here before. They haven't been this close in a long time. You can say yes, they were ranked 1, 2, or not 1, but 3 or 4 in the recent rankings of last year. But this team has not been to a national title competing game since Peyton Manning, or 98, 99, maybe a couple of years after that. Ohio State, here's my message to you, specifically Ryan Day. If you cannot find the might or the will to just take this game to another level and beat them by 20, this team feeds into your breadbasket. They don't have corners. They give up passing yards. You can run the ball. And your defense lets up, 13, 14 points a game? And you're going up against freshmen. A freshman quarterback. You have to win this game by double digits, and you need to control it from the start. You throw it to the wide receivers. You stop running the ball up the middle. You're on backup offensive lineman, Chip Kelly. Wake up. Please wake up for once. Ohio State should win this game by no less than 10 points, and I will be semi-worried if we don't win by 20.
My worry is that they're
Go,
going to
your
try
turn.
running the ball too much, and that's where Tennessee's like the trenches in this game's
They're
huge.
strong suit.
Tennessee's strong up front, and that's where we are weak up front right now, and it scares me.
Specifically in the middle.
Yeah. I hate Ryan Day.
Offense or defense?
He's a fraud.
No, defense, we're good anywhere. But
See, I
the
don't.
middle
I think
of
our
the
defensive
offensive
line's
line.
overrated because, like, every time the Ohio State defensive line gets mentioned,
I think your defensive tackles are pretty good.
the
It's
defense
a bend but don't break defense. It's a bend but don't break.
Yeah,
You
Defensive
don't
ends
let
are
up
trash.
14 points a season or 14 points a game for the whole season without having a good interior line. Tyreek Williams can do it, and we have a good rotation going on up front. JTT and Jack Sawyer are QB contained merchants.
Bust.
Let's say that.
yeah. My biggest issue is JTT. If you take away the Penn State game, I mean, he's looked at so differently because he's not that good. Like,
If you
I
were to
think
scout
he's
them
overrated.
in college football right now, you would have got busts. You would have got the
Yes.
red
Both
diamond.
being top 20 coming out of high school.
they were
Not that great.
The development of the offensive or the defensive line since Chase Young left has been disappointing, very disappointing. My concern with this game, they're going to try so hard to do the opposite of what they did against Michigan. That's somehow going to come bite them in the ass, where they lean way too much into the pass game, and at some point they're going to need to lead the ground game, and they're just going to abandon it. Like, I think they're going to overcompensate, because for the last month, all they've been hearing about is the pass game. Like, they needed to use wide receivers, which they should have. They need to. That's their strength. I'm just worried they're going to overcompensate. And Tennessee up front, if we lose this game, it's going to be because Tennessee is getting in the backfield and either stopping the run or getting to Will Howard that's where we lose this game. If we are smart with the game plan, where we are using the wide receivers but still using the ground game as well.
Not Judkins. Got to use Travion.
You've got to. Travion's averaging over 6 yards a carry.
Not a Judkins fan?
I am not. I really am not. Gill, what are your thoughts? Judkins, he adds some highlights, but
I don't think he has.
It has been clear that.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me say this last point.
Yeah.
Travion has been the igniter of the offense. He breaks out the most runs. He's so much more explosive than anybody in that backfield or anybody on that team right now. Travion, you need to lean on him, and Judkins needs to be number 2. And I think Chip Kelly needs to understand that. Go ahead.
I think that's kind of where I'm at. Travion's a better running back. I feel like Judkins, he came in, he was supposed to be the explosive guy. Like, it was supposed to be he was a lightning, and Travion was supposed to be the thunder. Travion's both right now. And Judkins just has been disappointing from the explosiveness, the elusive. You look at the Lions and David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. Judkins was supposed to be Jahmyr Gibbs, and he has not been that type of player. Like, he hasn't shown that same explosiveness, and he is, Travion has been far and away the better running back this year. Now, I still like using Judkins, but you feed 32. That's if you're feeding one, make sure that Travion's plate's more full than Judkins.
Yep.
That's this game. The other games I'm interested in.
I do want to know if the former Ohio State fan has anything to say on this game.
I don't.
All right, Gil, next game.
Last thing I'm going to say, if the Buckeyes lose, Mike Vrabel, get your ass over here. We need you.
Come home.
Is that what Orlovsky was talking about the other day?
Maybe.
He's waiting. Vrabel said he had something on the table.
Orlovsky said
that Vrabel had something on the table. Ultimately, as long as he comes to one of my teams, like if he goes to Columbus or if he goes to the Jets, I'm a happy guy.
East Rutherford.
I'm a happy guy. If he's on one Jets drive, I'll be pretty happy. So tonight's game, so I'm saying tonight because this episode's dropping.
It's another knock.
It's the wall. Like they're knocking on the wall.
Who's talking to you? Are you talking loud? When someone's getting pissed at you?
I don't think I'm talking louder than I normally am.
I don't think so either, but somebody is definitely getting annoyed with you.
I know. This is the first time this has happened. If they have an issue with me, come to my door.
Stop knocking on his wall if he's listening to this.
Not getting the message.
Hey, no, this might be some great content.
I'm clearly not getting the message.
You just watch Gill get assaulted.
Gill, go ahead and talk a little bit louder.
I'd rather not. I've lived a peaceful life in this apartment so far. I'd like to keep it that way. I like staying under the radar here. Anyways, Battle of Indiana. With Indiana and Notre Dame. Indiana's, they're fun, I guess, because they weren't expected to be here. But if Notre Dame doesn't take care of business, then they're fraudulent.
Yes, I would agree with that.
That's kind of my take.
On the other hand, Indiana has the chance to, say, hey, we're here for years to come. It looks like it's a great head coach there. He is Tom Allen with the ability to actually win against every bad team that he's playing. Obviously you got killed by Ohio State, but I do like that head coach there. I don't know his name, but
Cignetti.
Yeah, Cignetti is 10 times better than Tom Allen.
A lot of people don't like him
because he's cocky. He's an asshole.
People pick and choose when they
like that type of
cockiness.
Yeah,
it's like random.
They like it until you start backing it up, and then it's like, all right, let's pump the brakes.
Like he said, he wins. Well, guess what? He won a lot this year. I mean, him saying that he was going to, or he like saying Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State are terrible, and he'll beat them or whatever it was. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Probably not.
But at the same time, it's like you've won every other game.
And if you're a player,
so
you like the fact that your coach respects you and believes that highly of you. I think that will help with recruiting. I think he's got that.
I don't think it did, though.
I'd have to
no,
look to see how
it's
the
not gonna.
recruiting.
It's not going to in the first year.
He brought a lot of his old guys, so I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he was not born on first base, or on third base.
Yeah.
He went to Indiana.
Yeah, nobody goes to Indiana.
He didn't.
Feels like
he
they
didn't go to
won
Ohio
anything.
State.
Actually, I want to do something a little different. So let's just make picks real quick for the college football playoff. All right. So consensus.
We already did. I gotta open up my app.
Did
you guys make your picks?
I'm looking at it
I do
now.
have them in my head.
I'm just going to re-click as we go. All right. So do we all think Ohio State's going to be Tennessee?
Yes. Probably not Drew because he's a Michigan fan.
Oh, hold on. In one of my brackets, I've got Tennessee.
What do you?
I'll take Ohio State at this moment in time.
Okay.
Shut up,
Notre
Phoenix.
Dame, Indiana. I've got Notre Dame.
Indiana.
Interesting. Why?
No, Notre Dame.
I think Indiana is going to bring a passing attack that they have not seen in a while. Notre Dame's kind of had a cakewalk.
See,
I'm not going to lie.
I don't mind takes like that if you have reasoning to back it up.
Notre Dame's had a cakewalk. They have not played a decent team in a long time. Their rival game was USC. USC is not good.
Nah, USC's pretty buns. All right. SMU, Penn State. I think this is the more interesting matchup. Yeah, Penn State should be able to cakewalk SMU, but
Give me Penn State.
Yep.
I'm leaning
Penn
Penn
State's
State.
got the
I think it's
easiest lead.
They have the easiest path. They do, and it's annoying. Oregon should have been rewarded. I understand some of the Joe Clack complaining about the way the seeding of the playoffs was, because they rewarded Penn State for losing the Big Ten championship. Clemson, Texas.
I think Texas, but I want Clemson.
I think Clemson upsets. This is the upset.
I got to go Texas. I already took Indiana, so I got to go Texas.
They do not agree with you.
Well, Cade Klubnik does not like pressure, and that's what Texas is going to bring.
I just think Texas has so much going on right now at quarterback that it's going to come back to bite them. The indecisiveness, which, if I have Clemson beating Texas, I got Arizona State beating Clemson.
That's right. That's right.
Who do you have in the Peach Bowl? It'd be Texas, Arizona State. Do you think Arizona State can beat Texas?
If it's Texas, I'm picking Texas. If it's Clemson, I'm picking ASU.
I would agree with that.
I'm going to see if that's my door.
Good luck, Gill. Yeah,
No,
I'm
100%.
hoping for Clemson to upset Texas and play against ASU.
I would say ASU has a pretty easy path, also, to make the impossible happen. I mean,
after that, we have to play number 1 Oregon. So
yeah, but if you're able to run the ball, look how Wisconsin did against Oregon. If you're able to run the ball against them, which I will say Ohio State was not able to do, that's the path to beat Oregon.
could be, could be. It is. It's not impossible, but it's not. It's definitely not.
What, Ohio State, Oregon?
No,
I think.
and we're talking about ASU
Oh, ASU. Okay.
having a pretty good path. I don't think it's that good. I think if Texas plays ASU, I think the talent discrepancy difference will come to light. I mean, you see in football all the time, like you have your underdogs, you have your scrappy, recruits are 1, 2. Your best players are 3-star recruits or no star, players, and they win
But
a few games. They can pull off some upsets, but once you get into this kind of environment, like the talent, it does mean something. Like I know there's good players that have no stars or 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, but like there is some reason to that. And when you have so many like Texas and the other big programs do, there is going to be discrepancies shown on the field. And so that's why I think if Texas goes up against Arizona State, I don't think it's like impossible that ASU couldn't win, but I just think if you play the game 100 times, Texas probably wins 90 of them. So maybe 95. So, but
Yeah.
Clemson, 3-loss team. I'm liking my odds. I'm taking my chances against Clemson.
you're
Yeah.
gonna get the worst of the best of Clemson.
So I've got Arizona State beating Clemson, Rose Bowl, granddaddy out of them all, Ohio State, Oregon. Cam, I have a feeling I know where you're leaning with this. Drew, I'm curious on your opinion.
I've got Oregon.
Cam? Don't go silent on me now.
Depends on how much we beat Tennessee by. It's the 10 or 20. If we beat them by 10, probably Oregon.
I can understand and get behind that logic. I ultimately think the Tennessee game's going to be closer. And I think they'll be so content with beating Tennessee that they might over and just have too much of a high for winning a playoff game, or that I think Oregon's going to be able to take care of business. It'll probably be like a one-score game, but I do ultimately think Oregon would win again, making Ryan Day 0-3 against Oregon, by the way. Penn State, Boise State. I really want to say Boise, man.
Penn State.
Penn
It's
State,
Penn
it's
State.
easy.
It's so easy.
Too good of a run defense.
Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman, first of all. Okay, he was a people's Heisman. Yep. And I love that every time they showed a statistic for Travis Hunter, they had to show like how many plays he had. That wasn't a statistic that mattered until this year to prove his case. Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman, and that's why I want Boise State to win, because I want Genty to run rampant through the playoffs and just kind of like, haha, suckers should have picked me. But
he could still have a good game and lose.
I think that's ultimately what does happen. Penn State's just too talented. Boise State, like you were talking about, like the talent discrepancy and the difference. Penn State's a Big Ten program that recruits at a high level. Like their quarterback was a first round. He was projected to be a potential first rounder this year, if he didn't stay. Boise State only has Genty. It's going to cost them. Notre Dame, Georgia.
This could be interesting.
I know, because Carson Beck is ass, dude.
He's out.
Is he, though?
He's not officially out, but it's notification popped up on my phone while we were recording that they're preparing to play without him.
Is it crazy that they have a better chance of winning this game without their starting quarterback?
It's very possible.
Dude, Gunner came in against Georgia Tech? No, not Georgia Tech. Texas, and looked good.
I don't know about all
so
that.
I'm gonna go
better than Beck.
I'm gonna opt for. I don't think he had enough time to really.
He immediately threw an interception that should have been a pick six if the other defensive back decides to make a block.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to
Hey, you got to
assume
make a mistake early.
I'm going to assume Carson Beck is going to start. I'm going to pick Notre Dame to beat Georgia. What says you guys?
You know what? I'm leaning your way, but I want to see
What the latest is?
what
While
I
you're
actually
looking
picked.
that up, Cam.
In mine, Indiana loses. I will say that.
Oh, and this in one of mine I have Notre Dame. In the other I have Georgia.
What's your gut tell you?
I'm kind of I don't know, man. I'm kind of. If it wasn't Notre Dame, the biggest chokers of all, I'd feel better.
I know.
But
It's
is Notre Dame going to choke and be fraudulent like they always are, or is Georgia going to be terrible like they've shown they might be? I mean, they're not terrible, but quarterback does not help.
no.
I'd probably go Georgia, but I could see Notre Dame winning.
Cam.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I have Indiana and Georgia, so it's obviously Georgia.
Okay. So my
That is true.
my semifinals: Arizona State, Oregon, in the Cotton Bowl, and then in the Orange Bowl, Penn State, Notre Dame. Oregon over Arizona State, and then. Oh, do I think two Big Ten teams actually make it to the championship?
With that route that Penn State has, yes, I do
Yep.
as well.
It's easy.
Do you guys both think
It's
it's going to be
so
Oregon, Penn
easy.
State? Do you guys both think it's going to be Oregon, Penn State for the Natty?
Unless,
I
unless
don't.
it's Penn State versus Georgia, then I think Georgia will.
Okay.
And
So-
then it would be Oregon, Georgia.
I think it's
In
going to be Georgia,
that
Ohio
scenario.
State.
Homer.
Give me the rematch. Perfect script.
Surely you've upgraded that kicker.
Listen, we're not going to need to kick field goals once you just throw it to Jeremiah. Let Jeremiah kick the field goals, honestly.
Well, he's going to get injured in the first half.
Oh, we honestly don't know who the kicker is this week. Ryan Day has not came out with the kicker.
Yeah, Ryan Day's going to
Good.
say on Friday, yeah, we're going to go with Fielding. We're going to give him another chance. He's earned it. Yeah, da. Suck my cock.
So we are explicit.
Dude, we've dropped how many F-bombs? I started 5 minutes. I said some pushy shit. That was the quote. So yeah, this episode's definitely getting marked explicit. I think Oregon wins it. Oregon finally wins their first natty. If it's Oregon, Penn State,
Yep.
even if it's Oregon, Georgia, Oregon's a better matchup. They're just a
That's
more
what I got
talented
to. I
team.
got Oregon winning.
Let me say this: if Oregon doesn't have Ohio State to deal with, they have the easiest path to the national championship, and that's what Joel Klatt forgets. You've already beat the teams on the other side of the bracket. You can handle Georgia because they're not going to be able to keep up with your offense. You just have to deal with the team that you went toe-to-toe with at home. That's literally what it is, and you don't know if they'll win.
What about Texas?
It could be Tennessee. You don't have to worry about Texas. Again, you have too much firepower on offense, and that's
See-
kind of what happened in the Georgia-Texas game. Georgia was able to run the ball more and more and more, started getting 5, 7, 8 yards a carry, and they kind of controlled the game after halftime.
So your argument is Oregon has the easier path if they have to play Tennessee, Arizona. But the more realistic
Yes.
path is that they play Ohio State, Texas. So,
Yes,
Like,
you
it's
have to
a-
get past Ohio State.
Arizona State, don't you disrespect us like
shit,
that?
my bad. I didn't mean to. I didn't.
Oregon
Arizona ain't
has
even
to
in the
get
bowl
past
game.
Ohio
Those
State.
bums.
That's what has to happen.
Okay. So it sounds like we all at least agree that the winner of Oregon, Ohio State is going to win the Natty.
Woo!
because we all
anymore.
because it
If
sounds
it's,
like
if it's Oregon, yes.
that's what I'm saying. Because Drew and I both think it's going to be Oregon that wins that game.
I said if Oregon gets past Ohio State, they win the Natty. If Ohio State gets past Oregon, I don't know if they win the Natty.
Well, you took them to win the Natty.
Yeah,
Go
because
Sun Devils.
I'm gonna show up for my team.
Okay.
If the Sun Devils win the national championship, then what?
I don't think we're ever allowed to talk shit to you ever again when it comes to college football. I think you're excluded from a lot of stuff.
That would be
that is said.
insane.
That would be wild. Could you imagine going from projected last in the Pac-12, first year? No, sorry, projected last in the Big 12, their first year in the Big 12, to winning it all.
Scatabo is going to have an Elliott type run.
Scattaboo.
I think that's a good place to end
Yes.
this episode. I think that's a good place to end this
I
episode.
think it is too. Go Devils.
This has been fun. Doing a little bit more, being more nonchalant than normal, like the non-structured. I think it worked out. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight as we kind of discuss week 16 of the NFL season. We discussed some playoffs, both NFL and college. I'm not sure what the plan is for the next 2 weeks with Christmas and New Year's Eve. We'll try getting some content up. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, all at Party Chat Sports. Dylan's going to have, hopefully, an AFC North related episode go up in the next day or so. So
Jeopardy
watch out for
boy.
that. Yeah. Make sure you are enjoying all the football that you're getting this weekend because the college football playoff does start tonight, Friday, December 20th. Tomorrow, Saturday, December 21st, we've got a slate of college and NFL games. Sunday, NFL. And then next week, we've got the Christmas Day games. If you're an NBA fan, you're probably disappointed and irritated that the NFL took your day away. Doesn't matter. It's all about the NFL. They make the money.
Yep.
Still, do make sure you're able to enjoy all those games. Hope you are able to. Enjoy your holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates. Happy holidays. If I don't see you before then, Happy New Year. Until the next time, peace.
Go Vikings and
Force
Skull.
up.
Go Bucks.